Agility, ladies and gentlemen, is crucial in an era of relentless change. So let's not sit back and let things happen to us. Let's go out and happen to the things, right? Hello, namaskar, and welcome. We are so excited, delighted, happy to be hosting you, the nation builders, I must say, at the Economic Times Virtual Tech Summit, Leap into Technologically Sustainable Future. I thank our dear partners. Thank you very much to our presenting partner, Kyndryl. The Economic Times Virtual Tech Summit is co-powered by IBM, our innovation partner, Dell Technologies, our platinum partner, Cloudflare, Commvault, and Hitachi Vantara, our gold partners, ManageEngine, Micro Focus, STT, GDC, India, Tata Communications, VMware, and Voice Tech, our associate partner, TechWave. Thank you so much.
So we have all seen the adverse impacts of the pandemic over the last 2 years, both on our personal lives and professional lives. And we have seen how the measures that were taken to address the adverse impacts of the pandemic can affect the way we live our lives, the way we conduct ourselves, the way we work professionally. That technology world where India has a lot of strength and it has established its presence at the global level, is really working very hard in terms of the support that we are providing them, the efforts that the industry is doing to really grow further. And I'm sure that with the ecosystem that we are seeing now emerging in India, in terms of the wider support systems from the government, in terms of the outstanding efforts made by the industry itself to avail these opportunities and ensure that it can grow even more, would really go a long way in educating our workforce, making them understand the value of the emerging technologies and the tech support system that we all are trying to create. And I'm sure this would really help the businesses and citizens in navigating through these tough times in the aftermath of the pandemic. But I'm also very hopeful that with the ecosystem that we are seeing emerging in the country, we have very exciting opportunities ahead for our businesses. And I'm sure that with all the support that everyone is providing in terms of collaboration coming on to the common single platform for all the efforts that we are making, we would be able to really help the businesses in navigating through these tough times and sailing through these tough times.
What is data democratization? That is a long and big phrase that perhaps we understand, or maybe we don't. Maybe we've heard the word data literacy. The two of those, data democratization and data literacy, are both very common phrases in society today, in the workplace, in corporate, in the Department of Defense. But do people really truly understand what that means and how that relates to them and what that value of those definitions can mean? So both of those phrases are about ongoing processes that make sure every single person in an organization, regardless of their job, whether they're at the executive level, whether they're a mid-manager, whether they're a worker out on a production line, or an administrative support typing on a computer every day. Every single person in an organization should be comfortable with data, using data, understanding data, being able to read and write data, and then share the information from that data from a point of view that is contextual. If we understand data, then we're able to use that to provide information to our leaders to be able to make decisions. If we don't have that comfort, if we're not comfortable using data, then perhaps we aren't as effective at our jobs. As you embrace data democratization, as you learn and create a data literacy program. If these are things you choose to do, I remember the letter E. We're going to envision, we're going to encourage, we're going to engage, we're going to empower, we're going to educate, and we're going to evaluate.
Today, data is the new oil, but for customers to harness the power of this data, there are multiple challenges they face. Challenges of diverse data sets, diverse data platforms, challenges around different structures, different environments. This whole multi-dimensional predicament is further complicated by the hybrid multi-cloud architectures that most enterprises are now embracing. So you have an on-premise setup, you have multiple hyperscalers that you embrace. So what really has been happening with enterprises is a massive amount of siloed data, a massive amount of hidden data which is not harnessed for intelligence, and that is where the real meat is, the real essence is of how do I extract value out of this unaddressed data. There are two approaches to this. The one of the approaches that we see around this is how do I make this simple for the large enterprises. One of the ways is a platform that really helps you modernize how your business collects data, how it transforms, organizes, analyzes data, and then really infuses it to operationalize it across the organization. How do you do all the steps of the AI ladder? The approach we as IBM have taken here is an approach called IBM Cloud Pak for Data, which is an integrated cloud native platform built on Red Hat OpenShift that really lets you build this up at every step of the AI ladder. It helps you ingest data. You have data stage that comes in that helps you do the entire ETL aspect of the AI ladder. The first step of the AI ladder, it then gets you to areas where you get into data cleansing, you get into aspects of the data quality, you get into governance aspects. How do I create a governance platform across the entire organization? How do I create irrespective of the siloed environments that I've created for my organization, how do I have a governance backbone that cuts across the organization?
So when we started ManageEngine, we were already 5 years old as a company, and starting ManageEngine was a pivotal point in the company where software for managing complex enterprise technology infrastructure were very inefficient, bloated, and expensive.
It was dominated by companies with products that were both extremely expensive and mostly ineffective, in the sense it didn't solve the problem. So we wanted to build new technology from the ground up to address this enterprise management problem, IT management problem, with technologies that are both effective and affordable and lasting.
So we took whatever technologies we had in the sphere of element management system and network management system, and felt that we should address the needs of the system administrator.
Me as a curious product manager, I was always looking for this one extra opportunity to build that one additional product, right? So that was really the mood then. So I would go bug people that work on system administration inside the company, or whenever I got to travel, meet customers, always pick their brains for what new products we could do.
ManageEngine started as very humble offerings that were more tactical to help organizations get the most of their IT investment. And along the way, our customers pushed us to be more strategic to their needs. And that is a critical turning point for ManageEngine. We went from point solutions towards comprehensive platforms that take care of the needs of a complex IT organization. And today, our tools are second to none in being a comprehensive platform.
So the initial 2 years of ManageEngine was a lot of soul searching, right? So for how we understand customer problems, how we think about coming up with solutions, how we go about building those solutions and finding people that need those solutions.
The main focus of most of the ManageEngine products, we have close to 50 odd products out there. Most of them had some simple goals like easy to install, instant gratification, get the value to the customer as soon as possible. You don't need highly paid consultants to install the product, or you don't need somebody with deep knowledge to customize the product. These are all some of the guiding principles of most of the ManageEngine products, including very easy to download from the web. You don't need a big sales interaction. So like this, we had some 6-7 things which are all focused on reducing the friction of taking the product from the web and deploying it in an enterprise IT setup.
Be it a developer or a tech support person or a writer, all of us have a touch point with customers. All of us enjoyed, or all of us gave a lot of importance to getting to know the customer and learn from their environment. So we always had all our ears and eyes open.
We used to train our customers on our products, right? On the way back across the globe, by training hundreds of or interacting with hundreds of thousands of customers, we used to learn a lot of domain practices and domain processes. This is an invaluable knowledge which we gain through our customers.
In fact, I remember that we've had some customers who stayed with us over several years, and despite them changing different companies. So we've had champions who would work with ManageEngine, have a great experience with our teams and products, and then move on to a different company in a different role, and then evaluate ManageEngine and bring ManageEngine to their new company as well. These are true champions of ManageEngine who carry us along their journey and along their careers.
If you look at, go to a website, right, we don't have any mission, vision statements like most organizations have. But we do have a dictate or a mantra or philosophy that is followed throughout the company, right from product management to engineering to pre-sales and sales and support. What we follow is to give the most simplified, affordable solution to our global customers. And that's something we ensure that it goes into the bits and bytes of our products.
Some 15 years into the cloud revolution, it is clear that there is a tremendous value enabled by adopting cloud. And by some estimates, at more than $1 trillion just for Fortune 500 companies. And almost all of that value comes from business innovation and optimization rather than IT cost reduction.
How ready the organization in terms of maturity scale to adopt these cloud technologies in a quickest manner? So this is something we do not see initially in a great detail, but if it is not thought through quickly, we may be in a soup in later stage.
What are the recent unicorns and 88 unicorns in India and so fintech side? Most of the folks, 99.9%, they were in the cloud. The reason behind this, they were able to plug and play, right? I mean, it's like, let us take, you have a supply chain to onboard customers or to provide a services. It may not require to, to bring all the solutions in-house. It's all the solutions, it's available. The only thing is what sequence where you are connecting is matter. That's what leader does it, right? I mean, as a leadership also, whatever it is, whatever experience we gain, just we direct the team like what to apply, when to apply. That's the way, right?
Time to deploy. I mean, this is exactly what happened, that everybody was in the office and suddenly moved that government announced a shutdown and then everybody is off and hospitals had to function. The service providers had to function. Now, how do you do this? How do you make this, the IT practitioners, IT people provide those access and being the critical assets being available? So that's time. And what you mentioned about the shipments and all those things.
Today, we live in a world where technology is rapidly changing the way we live. Technology is changing the way we work, the way we interact with each other, and the way businesses, run their business engage with their customers, partners, and every other stakeholder, employees, right? All the stakeholders in the ecosystem. So during today's conversation, we will try to, get some insights and perspectives from our, panel members who are esteemed leaders in the industry. Today, we live in a world where technology is rapidly changing the way we live. Technology is changing the way we work, the way we interact with each other, and the way businesses, run their business, engage with their customers, partners, and every other stakeholder, employees, right? All the stakeholders in the ecosystem. So during today's conversation, we will try to, get some insights and perspectives from our, panel members who are esteemed leaders in the industry.
Particularly last 2 years have been very different, where the services have changed, from offline to online mode. The channels have changed. It has gone beyond the omni-channel. And what it has actually given us few of the data points, while we had to obviously sustain our business. But what has happened is a lot of data has got generated because of this. So data was there, and second is security played a lot bigger role, because airlines is a very regulated industry, and you have to make sure that you are compliant, you are basically secure, you are safe, while the whole ecosystem, whether it is the customers, is the partners, is the employees, they are all really distributed.
So the reality is we have this generation and they want to do all of this stuff. And they are connected, right? So how can technology be the glue to help and make this as the hyper-connected ecosystem, which not only connects, but also bolsters the engagement? And I think the way I look at it is, at the end of the day, whatever you do, we need to put people first. And I think that's the philosophy that we use across the patch, right? Now, we talked about pandemic, and some of the things in technology have always evolved significantly during pandemic. So things like the online platform for collaboration, like what we are doing here. Now it seems to be default, right? Technology has helped everybody to work from home. So that's become default. So what's kind of next, right? So the way I look at it is the platforms evolve from what's just, audio and video to better collaboration, communities, people able to express their opinion like they do in social without, really the fear of getting, retaliation and so on and so forth, right?
I would like to get started, with, a couple of, questions that could actually demystify metaverse for us. Metaverse, as you know, a lot of people, think about it as a form of entertainment, right? Be it online gaming, if not, be it, the ability to collect NFTs, right? And in addition to that, there are multiple different social recreations that are being, put up in metaverse. But certainly beyond that.
I mean, the core concept of a metaverse basically has outdone from gaming to essentially, a lot of different areas. For example, if you're talking about retail, if you're talking about, again, obviously marriage is one area basically. So personal events, basically, not just that, basically. Basically, fundamentally, metaverses. If you look at it from a step, basically, wherein if you are saying that what a metaverse is, basically, a metaverse fundamentally is a 3D area. Basically, the way we look at it is like an extension of a social. So your current social, basically, what it does is basically it connects to people. So, for example, if I'm connected to you on a social networking platform, I'm able to just see your updates, and I'm able to you are able to see my updates, and probably we can chat.
So basically, a new technology, you would say, or a new way to actually experience events. And we are still not there, but yeah, we will soon reach there probably. Or any new technology, if you see in the evolving stage, so it opens up a lot of new opportunities. It opens up a lot of new possibilities. So metaverse and like 3D experiences and such simulations. So wedding is a very strong use case of such simulations, and I very strongly feel that India is a place wherein as in people connect more with the human emotion part and rather than the logical part.
So blockchain has a great role to play in the evolution of the metaverse, which is I would say the collection of thousands of terabytes of data which needs to be transmitted across different nodes, so that once you leave that digital world, you can still find the same things once you re-enter that digital world. So the kind of use cases which are possible using blockchain within the metaverse system, one is the like in-game assets can be created into the NFTs and can be stored on the on-chain, so that you can bring them back and sell them onto the secondary marketplaces. At the same time, like the self-identity, so blockchain can kind of like act like a social security number for the users which are into the metaverse, right? And it can provide them the digital identity on the lines of like your UDID. And at the same time, the smart contracts can also govern the your social economic behavior and the relationship within a digital universe. So blockchain has a lot to offer when we envision a metaverse applications, and our organization is doing kind of like a lot of work within this space.
I've been interested in men and women who have built organizations and ecosystems able to innovate time and again. About 7 years ago, I decided I needed to start a parallel set of studies. And my research is very in-depth and very longitudinal. I tend to observe leaders and their colleagues as they go about their work. I'm going to start by talking about our survey results, and then I'm going to share with you 2 of the experiences of leaders who've made really a lot of progress in doing digital transformation. So the first thing we did in the survey is we asked people how important was digital transformation to competitiveness. And as you can see, almost 100% said extremely important. They also said, though, that in fact, if we're going to be able to take full advantage of these digital assets that we're putting in our organizations, we are all going to have to change our mindset. We're going to have to change our behavior. And you see 72% said that. So then we asked, well, how long have you been on this journey? And you will see that it is a long journey, and it's also a pretty challenging one.